Hey guys, welcome back to InformOverload. Today we'll be covering the story of an officer who was actually fired for not shooting someone. Wait, what? Alright, before we get started, I want to introduce something new that we're doing here at IO. At the end of every video, I'll be replying to your comments and answering any questions you have for me. So be sure to watch and see if your comment made the cut. So into it we go. Stephen Matter, a former Marine and father of two, is currently in the market for a new job after being laid off by the Weirton Police Department in West Virginia. Matter was involved in a case back in May that resulted in the death of another black man, thanks to the cops. Now before I make it seem like the cops are at fault, which I still think they are, let me tell you how the whole thing went down from the very beginning. Matter got notice to respond to a 911 call about a man, Ronald D. Williams Jr., also known as RJ, who had apparently threatened to kill himself in front of his girlfriend and their child. His girlfriend immediately called 911 and explained the situation, mentioning that Williams did in fact have a gun. After arriving at the scene, Matter did in fact see Williams with a gun. Instead of doing what is unfortunately the expectation for most officers nowadays and shoot Williams, Matter tried something different. In a report from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Williams was quoted saying, "I saw that he had a gun, but it was not pointed at me." According to reports, Williams had the gun pointed at the ground and it was being held by his right side. Instead of killing the man in cold blood, Matter began to use his calm voice. I told him put down the gun and he's like, "Just shoot me." And I told him, "I'm not gonna shoot you, brother." Then he starts flicking his wrist to get me to react to it. I thought I was going to be able to talk to him and de-escalate it. I knew it was suicide by cop situation. And unfortunately, Matter was right. As other officers arrived on scene, one of them immediately aimed and fired, instantly killing Williams with a bullet that ended up in the head of the suicidal man. It was then later determined that Williams' gun was in fact unloaded. However, a police investigation agreed that the killing was in fact justified. Now before everyone starts flipping about this quick to shoot mindset, being in that situation, you don't have much time to really take in what's happening, and sometimes your instincts just take over. Matter thinks the officer that shot Williams wasn't necessarily in the wrong, considering he didn't know the whole story. They did not have the information I did. They don't know anything I heard. All they know is Williams is waving a gun at them. It's a shame it happened the way it did, but I don't think they did anything wrong. With that being said, if they saw Matter was just talking to the man and didn't have his gun drawn, why did the officer immediately think the right thing to do would be shoot Williams? Again, maybe he thought he was protecting Matter, who had his gun in his holster. Days later, Matter was forced to take some time off while they investigated the case, which is normal protocol after an officer-involved shooting. When Matter returned to work, he was advised to go to Weirton Police Chief Rob Alexander. The chief told Matter, I quote, "We're putting you on administrative leave and we're going to do an investigation to see if you are going to be an officer here. You put two other officers in danger." To which Matter immediately replied, "Look, I didn't shoot him because he said just shoot me." Again, although it seems Matter did what majority of people would hope cops would do, it seems he was still in the wrong. Less than a month after his conversation with Chief Alexander, Matter was informed that he had in fact been terminated from the police force. Although Matter had been advised by some to possibly resign instead of being terminated so he could still have some benefits, he claimed he didn't want to take the blame for something if he feels he was in the right. To resign and admit I did something wrong here would have ate at me. I think I am in the right in what I did, I'll take it to the grave. Jack Dolance, Matter's attorney, told the Post-Gazette in regards to his client being fired is pretty clear evidence of their policy and the way they, referring to the police, feel the shooting of Mr. Williams should have been handled. Not only do they think he should have been shot and killed, but shot and killed more quickly. As you can imagine, people are rallying around Matter and showing support for doing the right thing, regardless if the police in West Virginia think so. On September 13th, a man by the name of Kevin Minus took the liberty of sharing Matter's story and make him a GoFundMe page for users to donate to the Matter family. The page has a goal of $25,000 and has already raised over $4,500 and is currently trending on GoFundMe. The description of the GoFundMe page reads, "My name is Kevin Minus. I started this GoFundMe campaign to show solidarity and support for Stephen Matter, a former West Virginia officer who was fired after attempting to use peaceful de-escalation techniques to resolve an altercation. I believe it is important for us to uplift our men and women of the law who do morally righteous and selfless actions in the face of danger. I believe we should show our appreciation of his action by supporting him in a trying time. I do not represent any organization nor any political party. I will not keep any of the money and everything will be delivered to Matter at the conclusion of the campaign. If you do want to donate to Stephen's fund, we'll be posting the link to his GoFundMe page in the description box below." Some of the people who have already donated have left comments that read, "I am proud to have officers that represent more than a badge. You represent humanity. Thank you for doing the right thing. There should be more officers like you. And thank you, my brother, and good luck. Hopefully you are successful in filing and winning your case." It's extremely unfortunate that Officer Matter had to lose his job for not doing what seems to be a major problem, especially in the States, and shoot a man for the sake of it. I think officers need to have a ask questions first, shoot later mentality, rather than the first shoot, ask questions later mentality that seems to be the reason for a new headline weekly. Moving forward, here's to hoping Matter's case raises raises awareness to the world and helps prevent situations like this from happening again. Maybe it'll even inspire other officers to think twice before pulling out their guns and shooting a man dead. Mr. Williams obviously didn't want to live for whatever reason, and because of his actions, as well as those of the Weirton Police Department, he is gone forever. Our thoughts and condolences are with Williams' girlfriend and little boy. Just to clarify, I'm not saying the cops were in the wrong for shooting an armed man, I just think they might have gotten a little trigger happy. Anyways guys, it's time to read some of your comments. To start us off, we have sam.panda.s asking why are they so obsessed with the word potatoes. I'd answer this question, but it seems someone already did. Doc0 replied to your comment saying because who doesn't like potatoes? And that pretty much sums it up. Potatoes are literally the funniest thing in the world, mostly harmless and pretty delicious, so that's why. I mean, look at this little thing. A Dog's Life commented, shave that anthill off your face, Jared. Referring to the stubble I have. I've never had my facial hair referred to as an anthill before, but I'll keep that in mind. Truthfully, I just get lazy, it grows out, I shave when I have auditions or when it gets itchy. Phantom said you could tell he was mad about them throwing the potato at him. Believe it or not, I actually wasn't. At the end of the day, we all thought it was really funny, we thought the fans would like it, and I just love potatoes, so why would I complain? And to finish us off, Charlotte Dobre asked, how is this news? Well, it's not every day that a catfish falls on a woman's face, Charlotte. And you insisted on doing the story, so you might want to ask yourself that question. Alright guys, that's all for today. Hope you liked the video. If you want your comment to be read on our next video, drop me a comment down below. I'll see you later, Team Potato.